Laney from roadmaptoapp.com. My husband Ryan and I co-founded the Crawfish App mobile app, which today is a wildly successful and profitable mobile app that affords us the lifestyle of our dreams. And now we get to teach appreneurs just like yourself how to do the exact same thing. In today's video, we are going to discuss how to create a successful mobile app. And the kicker, you do not need $100,000, $250,000 for your development budget. We're going to show you how to do it for so much less. In fact, I'll share with you a little secret. When Ryan and I first had this idea back in 2013, we did not have $100,000 to spend on a developer. We were pretty adamant about not taking out a loan, if a bank would even give us one, for just a mobile app idea, right? That's very rare. We did not want to take on investors at the time, and we certainly were not going to ask our family to give us money for our mobile app. So we got creative, and that is the process that we share with you guys in Roadmap to App. We were able to bring the Crawfish app to life for right over $10,000. Yeah, that's right. $10,000 spent on an app that now brings in over $100,000 a year. Does that sound like something you'd like to do? Okay, great. Then keep listening. If you are anything like we were back in 2013 when we first had the idea for the Crawfish app, all you really have is an idea right now. You probably hopped on Google just like we did, started researching how to create an app. How do I get an app developed? And what you found and what you are finding is a lot of very complicated advice. Just a lot of people right now who are telling you how to do these types of things, they're developers. They're very intelligent people. But for someone who does not know anything about coding, like me and maybe you, it's overwhelming. And it's just, it makes you want to give up. The other issue is that the process you'll find for actually bringing your app to life looks a little something like this. Tell me if this looks familiar. You get an idea, then you pay $100,000 to get it developed. You go from idea to development. That doesn't work, guys. Case in point, there are 2.5 million apps available for download today in the app stores. Do you know how many of those are dead? Meaning no one is downloading them? 60%. There's another statistic that says only 1 in every 10,000 apps that are created succeeds. So there's got to be a better way. Our framework is based on everything that we did, plus a bunch of mistakes that we learned from. And it's a big culmination of everything we have learned since 2013 when we first had our idea until 2017 when we finally launched and brought our app to life. That's right, it took 4 years for us to do this. That is absurd and absolutely ridiculous and not something that we want for you. Following this process, you will have an app within the next year. I know 2020 started off rough, but I'm telling you, it's going to end well. This is going to be your decade if you follow this process. So, our process also starts with a good idea, okay? But then the first thing you have to do is refine that idea. You have to refine the app. So what does that mean? Well, like I said, graduated with an MBA in marketing, and while I did not know how to build an app, I did know that I had to treat my app as a business from the very beginning if I wanted this to actually take the place of my day job, right? So the first thing we teach you guys how to do is create a business model for your app. You need to ask yourself questions. You need to be able to answer all of these before moving on to the next phase. What mass market problem does my app solve? And is it a real problem? Or is it just something that I'm making up that I think people might have a problem with? We need to confirm that it's an actual problem, okay? Then does my app provide the best solution, the absolute best solution to solve that problem? Because if it does, you will create an app that your users cannot live without. The third thing you need to ask yourself is, who is my ideal user? Who am I targeting here? Because, newsflash, you can't create an app that everyone is going to love, okay? So you have to figure out who your ideal user is, and then you have to design all the functionality and all the features around that person. We're also going to ask you to know, how are you going to make money with your app? I mean, really, a lot of people create an app and don't really have any clue how they're going to make money with it. They think they're going to charge people $1 or $5 in the App Store to download their app, and that's going to make them millions. Guys, most apps are free today, okay? You have to know all the strategies. So we teach the 6 ways, the 6 strategies to 6 figures in this refined step of our course. And then lastly, how are you going to fund this app? Are you going to take on investors, or are you going to try to do it yourself? We go over all those as well. So after you've created your business model and you understand how your app is going to run, you understand how it's going to make you money, and you confirmed that it's a good idea, not just your mom thinks it's a good idea, but other people do too, we're going to move into the next phase. Not develop. Design. You are going to design the app. And let me rephrase that. You are not going to design the app. You are going to find, with our help, an affordable and professional and reputable app designer. Look, there are 2 very important things that have to be done in the design of your app if you want to have success. Number 1, it has to be user-friendly. It has to be functional. Our favorite test is, could your grandfather use your app and not have a million questions and get flustered, right? The second thing is, quite frankly, your app has to be beautiful. It just does. The design has to be professional looking. Just think about when you go to the bookstore. Let's say you want to get a new book and you go to Barnes & Noble and you look at the top 20 bestsellers currently. If you saw one of those that had clip art or just very poor quality photos, would you even pick it up and see what it was about? No. You would automatically judge that that book is no good. Look, if you were lucky enough for a user, a potential user, to download your app, you better provide them a beautiful experience when they open it. Because if you don't, if they open it and think, well, this looks like crap, they're going to delete it off their phone and you've lost them forever, okay? So you're going to work with an app designer who will help you accomplish both of those things. We're going to teach you how to create what's called a spec. Established businesses who approach software development agencies to get really nice apps created for their businesses, they are expected to have a spec. So why shouldn't Laney King have a spec? You need to have a spec as well. It's a very simple document that clarifies everything for your developer, helps your developer to give you a fair quote, and in Roadmap to App, we have a fill-in-the-blank template that you can do in 5 minutes and, give that to your developer. So, after we have your digital artwork from your designer, we have your spec in hand, you're going to have a logo at this point. We teach you how to do all sorts of design things in this phase. Then, and only then, will you move into the development phase. Now it's time to get your app developed. And let me tell you something about developers. They are extremely intelligent, okay? They know things that are way over my head and probably yours. And they're approached with good ideas and, the next big idea to make millions all the time. They're not short for work. The problem is the person who approaches them usually only has an idea. That's all that they have. They don't have anything else. They certainly don't have digital artwork. They don't have a spec. They don't have a logo. They don't have a business plan. When you approach a developer with all of this, they're going to know that you mean business, that you're serious, and they're going to want to work with you. They're going to want to give you a fair price. They are going to be confident that you're going to pay them, and you're going to see this development through because it takes months. I mean, this isn't something they do over the weekend. Your app is going to take 3, 6, maybe 9 months, depending on how complicated it is, to bring to life. And so the developer wants to know that you are serious about making this happen. We're going to show you in Roadmap to App exactly how to find a developer for about a tenth of what you think you have to pay. About a tenth, guys. Let that seep in. How would you like to bring your app to life for $10,000 like we did? We will show you how to do so and how to find this developer that can do it. We will never suggest that you develop the app yourself. You're in the wrong place if that's what you're hoping to learn from this course. We do not know how to build apps, and if you want your app to be successful, no offense, but you should probably let the experts handle it as well. All right? Now, once you have your app, how awesome, right? Well, now you have to do one more thing to make sure that it does not sit in the app stores like all those other 60% of the 2.5 million apps out there that are just dead in the store. And that is to create a launch strategy. Now we're going to teach you how to launch your app. We are not going to ask you to spend $10,000 a month on advertising to get the word out about your app. Absolutely not. Everything that we discuss in the launch strategy that we did and that we suggest for you is all free. It's all organic. It's all word of mouth. It's different things that you can do to help people find your app easier in the App Store and on Google. And we talk a ton about how to get free media coverage because that's the secret. We'll give free media about 2/3 of our entire downloads. We'll give them credit for that. One news story that ran that was completely free to us, all we had to do was show up for the interview. The next day we woke up and we had 30,000 more downloads than we had the day before. And that is a true story. The power of free media is insane. And we are going to teach you how to get that in the 4th module, which is Launch Your App. So, let's repeat. We are not going to go from idea to developer, right? We are going to follow this framework. We're going to go from idea, we're going to refine our idea, we're going to get it designed, then get it developed, then launch the app. And then you're just going to have fun. You're going to bask in the downloads, you're going to quit your day job, you're going to do all the things that you've dreamed about. All the success that you know you deserve is going to be yours, and you are going to live the life of your dreams. And we cannot wait to help you. To get more information, go to our website, www.roadmaptoapp.com. You can find out all the details of our course and our process there. We cannot wait to work with you guys soon. Thank you for tuning in today. And stay tuned. Our next video, we are going to discuss the top 3 reasons why you should own a mobile app in this decade, the decade of 2020. Thank you guys again, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.